Dear Governor Adler, I come to you as a concerned Texan. I'm not here to criticize you. I don't believe anything the media says. I know there's two sides to every story. I just want you to take a double look, or maybe look at creating a task force that could double look or take a second look at some of these coronavirus cases and numbers. Step one, at these testing centers where people are magically popping up and there's 500 positive tests. Are you taking a copy of their ID? Are you making sure their ID is valid? Are you also making sure they can't get more than one test in a day? Because if they're reporting that there's 500 new cases and there's 100 people that have been hired or sent down or just want to keep the scare going that are driving around from county to county taking new tests, then that's a scary thought. Meaning somebody could go to San Antonio, Austin, and Houston in one day. We don't know this. So number one, let's make sure that people are only getting tested once a day. And after that, getting tested once, they're not going back for 14 days. Also, what I would do, since we're required to have our thumbprint on a lot of our Texas IDs, I'd make sure to explain how many people have Texas IDs versus out-of-state IDs who are getting tested. And if even those valid out-of-state IDs, make sure there's no fake IDs is what I'm trying to get across. Let's make sure that's true. Last but not least, from what I hear, people are only giving their results via email. To me, this is an easy way for somebody who wants to manipulate the public to say that there's more coronavirus, positive tests than anything. They could give you a bunch of different emails. So, number one, let's make sure we are fingerprinting people or giving them the thumbprint, because you got to do that with your Apple phone with almost everything is going on. What I said in the beginning, make sure these IDs are valid. And most importantly, make sure people aren't getting more than one test in a day. Last but not least, I don't want to make this too long because I'm actually going to write you a letter and I don't want to give away all the ideas. But if you just start there, I think that would crack down on a lot of the BS and the stuff that the news is lying about. Most importantly, I saw that they said they're making people from New York, New Jersey, and these places quarantine if they come back from coronavirus hotspots. But almost 3 months ago, they were hotspots. So to me, it sounds like now they're trying to turn around and spin the narrative. And we all know where the media is based out of. New York. Love New York. Got plenty of family there. But the media there is a bunch of slime balls. And they will do anything to ruin the country because they're not in charge of the country. Remember Governor Abbott. AOC wrote a tweet that was magically deleted where she said governors keep all states closed so Trump's economy can fail. And then all these same news organizations came out with articles saying, oh, that's impossible that she would be able to tweet that. That's not a true tweet. But it was shared 20,000 times. Imagine if a tweet similar on the other side popped up on Trump's Twitter or your Twitter, Governor Abbott. So I just want to make sure we understand what these numbers really are and make sure they're not being manipulated. Because if they are being manipulated, it shows you that we got a bunch of liars. Let's make sure we're getting thumbprints and we're getting valid IDs and we're making sure we swipe our IDs via Texas law. And if they are from out of state, get those IDs and find out how many people have come on planes from other states. Get contact tracers. It'll cut down on a lot of numbers lying, and also start giving us numbers on the actual people who are dying. Because every time I look on the TV, I saw somebody 70-something years old, 80-something years old, and 90-something years old. If they got a pre-existing condition, that makes no sense. Last but not least, and I've said this 20 times, sorry guys, I keep trying to finish, and I'll write more in the letter. Make the people who test positive quarantine for 45 days, not just 2 weeks, so we can make sure they're not just going right back out. That'll cut down on a lot of BS, because the other 20-some million of us who haven't tested positive for the coronavirus would like to resume our normal lives and not be held hostage for a couple people. I'm out.